Welcome and welcome back to Medicinal Mondays with Ray. We talk about all things medicinal, magical, herbal, healing, and holistic. Blessings and good vibes. If you're new here, I'm Ray. And if you're not, welcome back, my botanical babes and my funky fun guys. I am so excited about this week's episode. It's a brand new Herbie friend for me, too. I'm very excited to try it in a tea, to do its herby superpowers. And now that I know what it looks like, I'm pretty sure I have an abundance in my yard. So without further ado, my botanical babes, my funky fun guys, and my newcomers, let's talk cleavers. All right, so today we're talking about the little spring plant that loves to cling to your clothes, to your socks, to your garden beds, but no, it's not a burdock. It's our herby friend, cleavers. It's also called sticky weed, goosegrass, catchweed. Most people think it's just a clingy little nuisance plant, but I'm telling you, I'm so excited to tell you what I learned because herbalists know it as one of spring's best lymph movers and a gentle detox herb. Oh yeah, my botanical babes, my funky fun guys. This little plant is a detox herb. So cleavers is basically like the Kesha of the plant world because like herbal glitter everywhere. It sticks. It sticks to everything. You'll see the little hooky things when you brush by them. It's often called the detox herb, but what it's really supporting is the lymphatic system. So your lymphatic system is kind of like the body's drainage system. So it moves your waste, your toxins, and all of the extra fluids out of the tissues and then back into circulation so the body can eliminate it. But unlike the heart, the lymph system doesn't have a pump. So it relies on movement and certain herbs to help keep things flowing. And this is where cleavers comes in. Cleavers, burdock, and dandelion. Burdock, though, helps gently move stagnant lymph and supports the body's natural cleansing process. So it really helps you eliminate all the toxins in the waste. So some signs that your lymph system might need a little bit of support includes things like your swollen lymph nodes, slightly sluggish immune, puffiness, and fluid retention. So if you've got some of those, your lymph system might need a cleanse. So let's take it back for a little history because it's been used in herbal medicines for hundreds of years across Europe and North America. Traditional herbalists used it especially in the spring months. It's one of like your first ones, kind of like your crocus, your lilies, your tulips. You'll see cleavers. So when the body was thought to need a seasonal reset after heavy foods, the slow winter months, like we're all sluggish, we're all kind of hibernating, we're eating a lot from the holidays, it was commonly used to support the lymphatic system. Also skin health, because good skin starts from the inside out, and just a gentle cleansing of the body. But in folk traditions, cleavers was fed to animals or added to spring tonics to help wake your body back up after the winter. And honestly, like, once you start working with it, you can understand why. It's one of those plants that just, it feels like spring medicine. It feels like, I guess, that wake up after the winter. We've got some new herbal actions this week. Cleavers is a lymphatic. It's also an alterative. It's a diuretic. It's anti-inflammatory. And it's also a vulnerary. But what does it all mean? Well, basically, cleavers is known for supporting the lymphatic system, like the body's drainage. That's its main thing. So when the lymph gets sluggish, people can experience things like swollen glands, puffiness, skin issues, or that general feeling of stagnation, which is where Cleavers comes in because it can gently move those things, your swollen lymph nodes, the sluggish lymph. It can help skin issues like acne or eczema because good skin on the outside starts on the inside. It can help with mild urinary irritation, water retention. So it really is a beautiful, very gentle cleansing herb because it supports not only the lymphatic system, but it supports the kidneys at the same time. Um, that's really its main quest is the lymphatic system. So that's what it does. But the best part is how gentle it is. So it's not one of those really harsh detox herbs. It works slowly and it works kindly with the body. So it's something that isn't an acute herb. You're going to want to take this consistently over a period of time. Um, and you really don't want to have a harsh herb when you're detoxing, especially if it's your first time, unless it's needed. Again, speak to trusted herbalists and doctors, unless it's absolutely needed. But most folks can get by just fine with doing something as gentle as Cleavers and burdock and dandelion for their spring detox. One of the really interesting things about Cleavers is how it can actually support skin health. So while its main quest is the lymphatic system, it does support skin health. In herbalism, we often say the skin reflects what's going on internally. So especially when it comes to the lymphatic system and detoxification, what's going on inside can reflect on the outside. So when the lymph becomes sluggish or congested, sometimes that can show up on the skin in things like acne or eczema or just general irritation. Because Cleavers helps move stagnant lymph and support the body's natural cleansing process. I don't know why I have such a problem with lymph. Herbalists have traditionally used it to support clearer, healthier skin. So if you're somebody who suffers with a lot of acne or eczema, maybe try taking something internally to support that. You can also use it for a quick topical use. So it can be used externally. When you cool a Cleaver's tea or an infusion, it can be applied as a gentle skin wash or a compress for irritated or inflamed skin. So Cleavers may help support acne and congested skin, eczema and inflammatory skin issues, swollen lymph nodes, puffy or fluid retained tissues, just general clarity throughout the lymph support. Oh my gosh. General skin clarity through lymph support. There it is. I've already said it multiple times. Good skin starts on the inside. A lot of people think good skin comes from very expensive products, a very rigorous skin routine, finding what fits for your skin. And while those things are true for the most part, I say most part because the stuff I use for my skin, I make myself. I don't use any fancy, expensive products. I know a lot of people who have used top of the line expensive products and have done nothing and then tried something I'd gotten from the dollar store and it worked. A lot of folks think that, but the reality is it's not just that. It's a lot of what you ingest internally. So the food you eat, the stress in your body, the tension you're holding, the way your lymphatic system moves, or your kidneys, or anything like that. The inflammation on the inside. If you've got terrible shit going on inside, it's going to eventually reflect on your outside. So Cleavers can help support that. And I think that's fantastic, especially for people who suffer with those types of skin conditions, who have tried everything on the market, who are now taking a prescription, for example. Maybe it is something as simple as including a Cleavers herbal tea into your daily routine that can help clear your skin too. It's just a suggestion. Cleavers sticks to everything above ground, but inside the body, it helps move things that are stuck in the lymphatic system. So the easiest way to incorporate Cleavers is in a tea. In a tea. Everything is in a tea. It's actually best used fresh. Most herbs are better dried in a tea, but this one is better fresh because it loses its potency as it dries. I had no idea. I have it dried. Cannot wait to try it fresh. So, popular ways: teas, tinctures, infusions, added to spring herbal blends. You just pick off the young tops, chop them up, steep them for 15 minutes to a couple hours, depending on how strong you want it. Allegedly, it's very mild, very earthy, very spring, very goddess like. I can't wait to try it. It's weird doing an episode without actually trying the tea first, but I was very curious about Cleavers myself, so why not do a whole episode? And since we talk about all things magical on this channel, Cleavers has a really interesting magical signature. Because it clings and binds, historically, it's been associated with connection, attraction, strengthening bonds, holding intentions. Some folks have traditionally used Cleavers in charms bags or herbal workings meant to strengthen relationships, keep things together. I've read some binding spells as well. I'm not really sure on that one. Energetically, though, I think of Cleavers as a plant that helps unstick what's stuck, physically and energetically. And for me, if you can unstuck things energetically, you're clearing your own energetic field for bigger and better things. So I feel energetically, Cleavers is very good at cleaning out the old so the new growth can happen. Well, Cleavers may be helpful for people who experience swollen lymph nodes, who deal with acne or skin congestion, who feel puffy or retain water. Anybody who wants a gentle seasonal cleansing herb or to add to their already established cleansing whatever. Anybody who enjoys working with wild spring herbs. I know a few people who just love the spring herbs: crocuses, dandelions, cleavers, coltsfoot, all of them. But who it might not be good for? While cleavers is generally very, very safe and mild, it may not be the best choice for people with very dry constitutions. So what that means is people whose bodies already tend to lean toward dryness. Things like dry skin, dry hair, constipation, dry cough. Since Cleavers has a slightly drying action, those folks might want to pair it with a more moisturizing herb, maybe like licorice or something. But basically, the body is missing its own lubricants or fluids in certain systems. So if you're already dry, talk to somebody. If you're already experiencing dehydration, anyone needing a stronger medical treatment for their kidneys or lymph conditions, please talk to your doctor and don't just try this for the sake of trying it. If you need some serious help with that, please talk to somebody. All right, contraindications. Again, while it is safe, it is a diuretic, so drink plenty of water while you use Cleavers. Those with serious kidney disease should consult a healthcare professional before using herbal diuretics in general, and always check with a professional if pregnant, breastfeeding, or taking any medications. Staying hydrated while drinking Cleavers or any diuretic herb is important. It is flushing the system, so you want to replenish the system as you flush. So be cautious, be careful. Fun facts. I'm really enjoying the fun facts. I think I'm going to add them. So those tiny hooks that make Cleavers stick to everything, they actually evolved specifically to attach to animals so that their seeds could spread farther. So if you've ever walked through a patch and ended up covered in the little hooky things, congratulations. You've officially become part of that seed's dispersal team, and you are helping the Kesha of the natural world spread its herbal glitter everywhere. I thought it was good. I thought the Kesha joke was good. But anyway, thank you for joining me in the kitchen this week. I had a lot of fun, obviously, learning about our new Herbie friend. Again, it was very strange to do an episode on an herb I hadn't had any personal experience with yet, but this is a beginner's guide. So how else do you know unless you go looking? And I was looking. I was actually looking for my own spring detox herb, and a lot of my books had pointed to Cleavers, so I thought, why not? It is now spring. We are starting our spring season. I'm running out of herbs I use on the regular, aside from the ones that I want to wild craft. So this was Cleavers. All right, my botanical babes, my funky fun guys. I will see you next week in the kitchen. So stay natural and may your Mondays be magical.